Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Let's see. Everyone who watches me likes and appreciates the fact that I'm real and I keep it 100 and I'm down to earth and all that stuff. And I put the little bunny ears because that's like quotes, like what people actually said or whatever. So, this video is going to be called, something like probably just 100. Like, this is a more serious video because I'm talking about real life subjects. Yeah, it's going to be like something like realist, something like that. Anyways, I'm going to talk about things not in order of importance, but just, you know, the order that they're in my phone. Alright, so firstly, cursing in my videos. Okay, so the videos that I have been cursing like a sailor, first off, that is a negative connotation, a negative stereotype of the Navy that is not endorsed by the Navy. They don't promote that. That's not their slogan. They didn't make that up. Like, certain people in the world made it up, but not the Navy. Let's see. Those videos that I cursed in like a sailor were the two, three, something like that, videos like immediately after boot camp. Now, do I curse like that now? No. Do I curse like that when I'm with my friends? No. Do I curse some? Yes. I'm human. I'm grown. I can do what I want. However, you have to understand. You have to understand, and you have to see that when I got out of boot camp, like in boot camp, it's 24/7 of cursing. Them cursing to scare you, them cursing to get that point across, them cursing, like, that's just how they were. That's how my training was. So when I got out, I wasn't thinking of, let me film a video and be proper and be, you know, carry myself how I'm supposed to carry myself. That was the furthest thing from my mind. What was on my mind was, I made it, yeah. It was excitement, and also, like, I was like, you know how you hang with somebody and they rub off on you? So I was doing what they were doing. Like, I was acting like how they were acting. I was speaking like how they were speaking. Remember all the guy? I kept saying, what are you doing, guy? Shut up, guy. Guy. That's how they spoke to us. So, I mean, for those of you who do not like my cursing or have not liked my cursing in those videos, I understand where you're coming from. However, you still have that option to not watch me. I'm not making this to get paid. The Navy does not pay me to make these videos. I'm not making these videos, you know, for popularity because I'm a very private person. I'm not making these videos, you know, to please you, you know, specifically. And this is for me. I made these videos to start documenting my process. And then when I found out how much that it helped people, I was like, well, then maybe I should probably continue. So that's all the time I'm going to spend on that. You know, for those of you who, you know, all that good stuff, yeah. So, the next real issue, subject that I'm going to talk about is military men and military women are still men and women. And I say that because people think that just because people have joined the military, they're all of a sudden different people. Now, I'm not going to say that, you know, people never change, because I've changed. I've changed for the better. I've changed. I've learned a lot of things. You know, I've just switched some things up, you know, learned some things about myself. If I didn't like it, I changed it. If I liked it, I loved it, and it stayed the same. You know, it's like, but people are still themselves first. People are still people first, sailors second. So, you know, just because they join the Navy doesn't mean that they're all of a sudden honest people, or people who have integrity, or people who, you know, are not selfish and giving and caring. I'm not to say that we are not, because a large majority of us, a large portion of us are, because I've met tons of good people. However, I just don't want people to be blinded by that uniform. Because it's like back home, everybody's like, oh yeah, you gonna marry you a nice military man and da 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 da. And I'm like, why do you say that? And they like, cause he in the military. And I'm like, but he's still a man. He still has the ability to hurt me or to do me wrong just like any other man. Like, that does not change his genetic makeup or his mental makeup just because he joined the military. And the same thing with women. They don't all of a sudden become saints and wholesome, good women because they joined the military. That has no bearing on who they are. Like, they are themselves first. And like I said, sailors second, military second. So don't be fooled. Don't be blinded just because they are in the service. And the same thing as far as their STD status. Just because we're in the military does not mean we're all clean. Because we have mandatory HIV testing once a year. One time a year. That's it. Mandatory HIV testing. The rest of the rest of the STDs are not mandatory that we get tested for. So everybody doesn't get tested because that's just, you know, them and what they do. So don't think just because, like, oh yeah, they do test us in boot camp, you know, well, no. Yeah, in boot camp. They do test us in boot camp, you know, at the beginning, but what about everybody else? What about all the people who've been in for more than just that one day that they got tested? And, oh yeah, another thing. Pause. Just because somebody has gotten tested and gives you papers that says that they are clean does not still mean that they are clean, because it takes, what, about a week to get results back? So they could have rocked out between those days that, you know, after they came from the doctor. So, still use condoms. Be careful, be smart. Alright. Let's see, where was I? Next thing. Organ donors. I am a organ donor. An organ donor? I'm an organ donor. Yeah. I'm an organ donor. And I have been, was I one in my civilian life? I don't know. I'm just going to say that I have been since boot camp. I don't know if I was before I joined. I think I was, but I'm not sure. Can't prove it. I don't know. So, I'm an organ donor, and I am because my mom was when she was alive. She passed away a few years ago, and it made me feel so much better when she passed, to know that she helped out so many people. Like, I cannot remember what organs they took from her. Only thing I can remember is that they took her skin. And I think it's because I was so like, what? They took her skin? Like that just stuck in my memory. But, you know, when you die, you cannot take your organs with you. You can't take anything with you. But you can't take your organs with you. You can't use them. But other people can. Somebody might use your eyes, somebody might use your heart, somebody might use your liver, kidneys. The list goes on and on. So it's like, I mean, some people, I know their religious beliefs, you know, stop them from donating organs. But for those of you who don't have any, you know, who aren't hindered in any way, why not? You know what I mean? So, and like I said, I've been an organ donor, but I've been on this Grey's Anatomy kick. And they were like, a couple episodes, they were harvesting organs from people who died, like organ donors who died. And I was like, wow, that is so, like, good. That's so good. That's so nice. That's so, another word, but I don't know. But, like, that just makes me so happy, like, to just see that. To see so many people being able to have the chance to live, you know, just because one person died. Like, it might sound insensitive. I don't know, you know, how it sounds to you, but like I said, like, you can't use them when you die. Another thing, Navy pen pals. And I'm talking about not so much in boot camp, but I mean, you can do the pen pal thing, you know, like if you meet somebody online through my videos, through Twitter, through Team Navy, through Sailor Gang and Future Sailors and all that stuff that they have on Twitter and stuff like that. If you meet somebody through there and you know you don't have like maybe much family who are supportive or who will write you in boot camp, I would recommend you know, if you you know, meet somebody that you click with, exchanging addresses, like get their address, you know, if they trust you or whatever. Granted, just because they're Team Navy doesn't mean that they're not axe murderers, so be careful. And just because they're Team Navy, just because they say they're Team Navy, doesn't mean that they're Team Navy. It could just be some old, scary dude waiting to come and chop you up. So be careful. However, if you would like to take that risk, if you would like to take that risk, I think it's a good idea because you always need somebody. Everybody needs somebody. Especially when you're away from your family, you're in a new situation, a new stressful situation. You know, in order to cope, it is good to talk to people. So it might be a good idea for you to get a pen pal. That's for boot camp. But what I was gearing this towards is deployment. And I say that because on deployment, those emails were like drugs to me. Like, they were so, it was like, no, scratch drugs. It was like food to me. Like, you don't need drugs to live. You need food to live. It was like food and water and clean underwear. Like, it was good. Like, when I got emails from home or from friends or from whoever, it was just like, oh, I'm alive. Because you see the same people every day. You work with the same people every day. And you might not be angry about it per se, but you kind of get tired of seeing the same things and the same people and the same P-ways and the same job and the same workshop and it's just the same everything, and it's just to get some variety. Like my cousin, she will always send me pictures, like pictures of everything, clothes, shoes, her kids, her friends, us. Like, it just was like to every day open up an email and see pictures. That just, like, I don't know, it made me feel like I wasn't so far from home, even though I was on the other side of the world. What's the other thing? Another thing is, somebody asked me, what do they have, as for, I forgot how she worded it, but for like, the safety of women, because she heard that, a lot of women are raped and or sexually assaulted, and she wanted to know, like, what do we have in place to prevent that? What do we have in place to assist with that? And at the time, she asked me this months ago, and at the time I didn't know, but I went and found out for her, and we have this thing called SAPR. It's SAPR, and it's, firstly, their website is www.sapr.navy.mil, and SAPR stands for Sexual Assault Prevention Response. Damn, let me see if I got it. Yes, response. Okay, so, and that is just like a program that they have in place for service members who have been sexually assaulted, and that could be at work or, you know, not at work, and they need to talk to someone about it. They like to report it, you know, they like to, you know, open up an investigation, or they like to have a closed investigation. They have like a lot of different avenues that you can go, but first and foremost, it's so that you can have somebody to talk to. Because if something like that happens to you and you carry it around with you, and only you, and you don't, you know, like, express yourself, like, get it out, and you're carrying that around with you, it could affect you negatively. Of course, you know, it's like, it's a number of things that can happen, you know, if you keep that, you know, pent up inside of you. So you want to talk to someone firstly. I am actually looking into classes for that because I like to be an advocate slash representative for that, because people talk to me all the time. I guess just the way that I am, I'm like, I feel like a mom, honestly. Like, the way that I talk to people when they come to me with problems, I help them through it. like that. And that's like real life, honestly. Okay, real life. Okay. It's like real life, like with people I know personally, as well as you guys, my subscribers, my viewers. It's like, you know, I'm just a naturally nurturing person, and I try to care for everybody as much as I can. I try to take care of them. Like, it's so funny. This my coworker today. I was like, it feels like you're my little brother. I was like, it feels like I have to take care of you. And he just laughed and he was like, yeah, you do. You taking care of me. And it's so funny because it's just, I just try to look out. So I feel like I would be, you know, good for that. So I'm looking into the classes, and I'm actually signed up for next month. So soon I will be a SAPR representative. And they teach you, you know, how to deal with that, how to respond first and foremost, how to respond to things like that, and also how to move forward. Let me go back to my list. And also with that SAPR subject I was talking about, things that you can do to prevent being sexually assaulted. Granted, whenever someone is sexually assaulted, it's not always their fault. Now, I'm sure like y'all always hear that, but it's not always their fault. Sometimes some people just, you know, you don't know what they're going through, and they react some crazy way. They're under the influence, and they don't know that no means no. However, you know, it's not always the person's, you know, the victim's fault. But a good way to prevent yourself from being, you know, assaulted is to, one, stay alert, pay attention to your surroundings and the company you keep. And I mean friends, boyfriends, you know, like if you're a female and you hang with a bunch of loose women, people are going to think you're loose. And if they think that you're loose, they think that you're easy to get, and they don't respect that you have the right to say no. So, pay attention to the company that you keep. Pay attention to your surroundings. You know, dark alleyways and, you know, someone walking closely behind you. Pay attention to that. Don't be afraid to cross the street. Because I always look back, even if I'm in uniform, and even if I'm on base, if someone's walking a little too close behind me, I'll turn around and I'll look, and they'll either say, oh, hey, oh, or they'll call me by name, and I'll say, oh, I didn't know, I had to check. Or I'll cross the street. Like, don't be afraid to cross the street. Like, what, they're going to say, well, she thinks she's scared, or what? Like, it's always better to be safe than sorry. So, you know, pay attention to that. And just be responsible. Just be responsible. Like, if you're out at a club, you're dancing, you're having fun, pay attention to your drink, and don't just sit down and watch your drink and say you're looking at your drink or you're paying attention to your drink. I always put a napkin over my drink. So it's like, or if there's no napkins, I always physically have my hand over the cup. I'm dancing like this with my hand over the cup because I need to make sure nothing is getting dropped into my cup. So yeah. Pay attention to your drink. What else did I say? Get your keys out before you leave wherever you're leaving. So it's like a lot of women, or a lot of men too. Another thing, women are not the only victims. Men can be victims too. Remember that. So men, everything I just said gearing towards women, this is for you too. Get your keys out before you leave wherever you're leaving. So I don't want you to stand at your car fumbling through your purse or fumbling through your pockets trying to find your keys, because anything can happen in that time. Somebody could have been watching you, waiting for you to do that. They're like, oh, I don't hear Jalen. Maybe he doesn't have his keys. Let me follow him. You know what I mean? It's like you never know what someone is planning to do. So you have to like safeguard your life. Be safe, be careful. Like, don't be afraid to take that extra mile and be cautious, because, you know, just it'll pay off, I'm telling you. Like I said, get your keys out before you leave wherever you are. Always have it in your hand. I always do. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. Also, so you don't lock your keys in your car, jingle your keys. When I first started driving, I locked my keys in the car like 4 times. And From then on, I'm getting out of the car, I'm getting my stuff, I'm jingling my keys. I lock the door. Before I actually shut my door, jingle, jingle, jingle. All right, slam. Like, and I'm telling you, like, it's always good to, like, stay one step ahead of yourself. Like, yeah, and I also carry pepper spray. And I also periodically spray it to make sure it still works, to make sure it's not dried up, and when I really need to use it, I'm spraying, but it's dried up in there, so it's not coming out. No, I don't want to have those problems. So, like, periodically, I always just, like, I'll spray it at the ground, just one squirt, or it's working, close it back up. Just cause, like, I don't want to say that it's because I'm from where I'm from or what, but yeah, I always pay attention because I don't want to get caught sleeping. So that's all I have for this video. I think I'm going to do another one with oh no, you know what, I'm not even done with this video. The last thing that I want to talk about is being called a bad bitch, or calling yourself a bad bitch. Like, that kills me not when other people call themselves a bad bitch. Because if you want to call yourself a bad bitch, be my guest and do your thing. You sound stupid, but do your thing. But don't call me a bad bitch, because firstly, I'm not a bitch. I'm a woman, first and foremost. Second of all, if you want to tell me I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I radiate joy in life, or whatever, in a positive sense, do your thing. Call me beautiful. I love it. Thank you. You know what? You're beautiful too. But do not call me a bad bitch, because you will get yourself nicely cursed out. Probably not nicely. But yeah, I cannot stand that. Like, some guy commented on one of my videos and was like, damn, you a bad bitch for real. You are so bad. And I'm just like, really? So you just gonna disrespect me like that? Like, why do people think that it's okay to call you a bad bitch? Like, it's not okay to call you a bitch, but because you put bad in front of it, I'm supposed to be happy? No, I don't need, first of all, I don't need you to validate me or to compliment me, or if you don't like me or if you don't compliment me, I'm gonna die. No, like, you can keep your ratchet ass compliment and keep it moving. Like, what? So yeah, I'm gonna say that. Don't call me a bad bitch, because I'm not a bad bitch. I might be an attractive woman. I might be a smart woman. I might be a respectful woman. But don't call me a bad bitch. That is just, and I can't stand the songs either that say that. Like, and be like, girls be like, oh, I'm so bad. Hate it. So yeah, that's it for this Real 100 video. I still haven't thought of a name, but I will. And but like I was saying before, I'm thinking I might make another video, because I have some things in here marked random, and it's kind of along the lines of the FAQs, except many people didn't ask these because they didn't know to ask these questions. So yeah, I probably should have put it in the FAQ video, but it wasn't FAQ. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching and subscribing. If you, again, I always say this, but I'm probably going to stop saying it because y'all know. But if you want to ask me anything, or, you know, just say, hey, what's up, or, you know, share your story, you can email me at allthingsbawse@gmail.com, or tweet me at Judy Got Juice, or Instagram. Dang, I forgot that in the last video. Instagram is Bawsenit, and y'all know how I spell it. And what else? Oh yeah, Ustream, All Things Bawse. Y'all know how I spell it. And yeah, so I got one more video to record, and I'll be talking to y'all soon.